we start off with a breakfast. So we give a free breakfast. We also have military formation training. You know, like left face, right face. We also give history lessons. We go out in the community and serve, meaning we clean. We do door-to-door knocking. We have our own jobs that we develop, and slow me down from talking too fast.
No, you're doing well.
We have our own jobs that we develop for them. We have.
So that's why it's kind of been like a variety of things I've seen. So this is actually awesome, and it's every Saturday.
Every single Saturday of the year.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. Our social club.
Yeah, we also we have a summer camp where we have our own boats, and we actually take them out on the water to get that kind of experience. We go camping. We go outside of Baltimore. We're planning to take a few trips to D.C. this year, so they can see the history, especially the new Black African American Museum.
Yes, I'd like to go. I haven't been. I've been so busy. That is good. I always speak about taking just changing environments, and that's something that if we can take them out of their neighborhood and just show them there are different things going on. So kudos to you all. Just taking them on different adventures and out of the city or just their neighborhood, period. Now, do you just cater to us near the Art Social, or is it pretty much a citywide?
It's citywide. The intention is to start at where we're at now and then spread. So the stronger we get, meaning when we actually get a building of our own.
Hey, it's coming.
When we have transportation, you know, our own passenger vans, 16 passenger vans, then we'll be able to start expanding more. Okay. So we have to build our base right now where we're at.
Awesome. Well, you're doing an amazing job thus far. I'm watching the children when you are, when you post the pictures. Saturdays are really hard, but I'm gonna make sure I make one of those Saturdays and continue to just push and let people know. And it's boys and girls.
Boys and girls, ages 6 and up.
Okay. Awesome.
Oh, and I forgot we also this is another youth.
So let's talk about just the background of the Freedom Dolls.
Okay. Well, it's not like I planned it, you know. My grandmother, she had left me this sewing machine, and it was just collecting dust, and I went to,
Say, look at that.
Oh, you like that? I went to BCCC, and I took some sewing classes, but never really used the skill. And then one day something just said, make dolls, make Black History dolls.
Freedom Dolls.
Freedom Dolls.
Yeah.
And I'm always thinking about the children, and I said it's awesome if the children can take the greats and bring them home and carry them with them and know the history and the story of them. And that way they never die. The story never dies, you know.
Well, tell us the history and the story behind.
Well, it's really no history behind these dolls. I mean, besides the actual characters that they are themselves. Okay. So, we got like Malcolm X.
So then you're just teaching them about the actual
character.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
This is not very old. I haven't been doing this for a long time, but people have been supporting it. But what I envision for these dolls is actually a workshop where children or anybody can learn how to make these dolls, and we can start manufacturing these dolls.
Yeah.
Manufacturing is a big business that left United States of America. They shipped like 2.4 million of the manufacturing job overseas, and that was a big means of employment for people once upon a time. So if we can make these dolls, start small and start shipping them all across the country and in the world, and then have meaningful dolls, for cancer and all different, all different purposes.
Yeah.
It'll add on to our
and you give them
employment.
A sense of just ownership of their own, like maybe someone that they look up to, and then they can just make that doll.
Absolutely. And that's another thing, we can create any doll. So we can make an Angie Smith doll,
I love Angie Smith.
And we can use these dolls.
Winder for the voting purposes.
Winder. Oh, okay. Angie Winder doll.
Yes.
We can use these dolls also for fundraisers, so
Okay.
It's a lot of things we could do with these.
I know
dolls.
Rennie had his doll, so
Yeah.
yeah, I gotta push mine for. So first of all, are these okay? So I know maybe Jordan.
Yeah, Michael Jordan.
What is it? Okay, I'm trying to make sure I know the others. I gotta do my own history.
That's our own doll, the Black Wolf doll.
Okay, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
So look at this. Look at this, Black Wolves. And this is a female.
Yeah, that's the red, black, and green Pride doll.
And let me tell you, I had locks for like 10 years. I actually missed my locks, so I might be getting locks again.
Okay.
But I'm definitely all into like just your legacy. My grandparents, they always were big on just their legacy and handing things down. I think that's something that we kind of missed going down the line. Some of us, not say all, but some forget to hand down things to our babies, and that's how they're going to learn, and they're going to continue, like passing the baton. So we have to make sure that we continue to do that. So everything you're doing, taking them to museums and camping trips, these are things that you will instill in them, and they will know, and they will never forget. My dad used to take me crabbing, and I hated fishing, but he used to take me crabbing. And even though I hated fishing, it was still stories that I can remember during the fishing, you know, and I was a young girl. But these are things you'll never forget. And again, something I want to hand down to my children because it's just something different, you know. So
Thank you.
Yeah. So kudos. Now, this birthday, I love the fact that, and I've been seeing on Facebook too, but instead of I don't say you still want to celebrate your birthday, but instead of doing that, you're using that to recognize and have awareness for Black Wolves. So
Absolutely.
It shows that you're passionate. It shows that you have a love for this organization, or this love that you have for the Black Wolves Nation. So again, you know, keep going. It's the same with me. Like when I was trying to start the I don't want to say started. I kind of revived. It was Bridging the Gap and Enrichment Center, and I revived it to be Restoring the Village. The same thing is us just making sure that our legacy continues. And things may not happen on our watch, but I'm telling you, the children that you are encountering, they're going to remember Mosiah. You know, they're going to remember others that are instilling in them that may not even, it don't have to be blood, you know, you're related, but they'll remember the ones who are taking time out.
Well, actually, if you really believe in one man and one woman started it all, we all are blood.
Oh yeah, pretty much.
All of us.
Yeah,
It's distant,
pretty much. Yeah.
you know.
Yep. Yeah, you're right. You gave me something to think about. And then we got to talk about why those two.
Yeah.
But yes. So the event that's on
March the 3rd.
March 3rd, I do see there's a date now. I mean, a location. I think one you're giving me didn't have it. So it'll be at Green Street Academy,
Yes.
March the 3rd.
Yes.
Okay.
Saturday, March 3rd from 12 to 4.
And let's talk about it because looking here, you have a fashion show and prize giveaways, youth recognition. Like you have a whole entire event going on. So let's talk about that.
To pick up from the fashion show we just had recently, was it February? January, I believe it was 27th on Saturday. It was phenomenal support, phenomenal turnout. And we just realized we got to keep going.
Yes.
So this March 3rd event is going to be even bigger because we're going to honor youth excellence. Mm-hmm. And the way we're going to do that is each fifth grade, each elementary school in Baltimore, the fifth grade, we're going to choose, the school is going to choose one boy and one girl to be selected or nominated for the Martin Luther King and the Coretta Scott King Scholars Award. Okay. So whoever the top performing boy and girl is in their school in the fifth grade will receive the award.
Awesome.
We have the mayor's office involved. We have Baltimore City administration. We have our public servants going to be there. We have some special artists and entertainers and performers. Also, some original Black Panthers are actually going to be there to tell their testimony.
Wait a minute.
Oh, yes.
Now this March 3rd, I believe that's the date I can make. The one you had before, I wasn't able to 24. So I'm looking forward. Even if I can't get there, I'll make sure that we will put it on our page, and then we can share this video. But making sure this is something that we want to invest in and to support. So a lot of great things. And we just had a it's called an Evening Among Young Stars Award. Have you seen the pictures?
No.
Oh, you gotta go see them pictures. So when we went, we just did it Sunday, and we were at the Langston Hughes Center, and it was an awesome event. We recognized the youth, and when I tell you the smiles on their face, so I know March 3rd you're gonna put a lot of smiles on those babies' faces, because they were so excited and so happy to receive, a recognition, period, and just to have a backing of the mayor's office and everything else, that's good, because that's what we want to do. And one of the things we talked about is we always, don't say always, I keep trying to backtrack how I want to say this, but we tend to invest more at the at-risk, and we cater to the ones doing bad, and then we kind of can somewhat miss the ones that are doing good. So I love the fact that you want to show recognition to our youth leadership.
Yes, ma'am. I like
important.
to also to add on to that, it's free for Baltimore City students who wear their school uniform shirt or have their ID. So if they come, it's free for them. Everyone else will ask for a $10 donation at the door. Doors open at 11:30 a.m. And again, it's Green Street Academy, 125 North Hilton Street, Baltimore, Maryland, 21229. We're also looking for vendors, more vendors.
More vendors. Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. I think someone had inboxed me about this. I'll make sure that you get it. So we definitely want to make sure, if you are a vendor and you are interested in attending this event and supporting it, please reach out. You can reach out to myself. I'll make sure that he gets the information, or I'll make sure I'll tag you. But we want to make sure that we support events such as this. And like I said, he's been doing a phenomenal job.
Thank you.
I see like different, how many are in your organization?
So we have a board. We have a director of family engagements, who is Leon Smith Bay. Yeah. He's our elder, and so grateful for him and his wisdom. We have Jahi Fall, who is the director of community engagements, a tremendous soldier. He started off with the 300, was it 300 men? That's where I saw him from. Yeah, phenomenal, intelligent.
We all related, because I look at people, I'm like, where do I know him from? And you just said it. Thank you. Yeah. I'm sitting there like, where do I know him from?
We have brother Calvin Edwards, who is the director of our lessons. And we have a few other brothers who are always there to be supportive. So I would say altogether, I couldn't give an exact number because we're spreading, but we have at least, I'll say about 12 youth that's consistent. And then is no counting when it comes down to how many youth it is all over. So here in Baltimore, that is.
So I was gonna say, is it just Baltimore? So you?
No, we are spreading D.C.,
Awesome.
Philadelphia.
Awesome.
The Baltimore chapters was growing.
Let me tell you, I just made a connection with some individuals in Louisiana. So I would love to get you all connected. They're very big. Let me just tell you how we got connected. Someone actually tagged me incorrectly. And their name is, I could have this wrong, Restore the Villages or something like that, right? So they were trying to tag them Restore the Villages, and instead of, they put Restoring a Village and Project. And I sat there and was like, okay. Then I looked at their background. I'm like, wow, they're doing everything we're doing. So I would love to get you all connected as well.
Beautiful.
And just keep it moving.
Beautiful.
So it's good. To me, I feel like it's just like that movement and just trying to empower our youth and our communities, and even just pouring back into our community, because certain money that you may raise, it still helps, it still helps. Absolutely. Giving back to the community.
Can I be very honest with you?
Yes.
I'm only going to be honest with you, but it's only polite to ask first. Here in Baltimore, and I mean, if you live in the hood especially, it's very depressing, and I think a lot of us know that. A lot of people try to run away from it, but even us fighters, we have some very low moments because there's always seemed to be some type of resistance against real change, real change. When we're marching in the communities, when we're trying to put programs in schools, there's always some type of resistance. And it's like, how do you have opportunity for any type of resistance? I volunteer my time every single day in Baltimore City Public Schools. I go to different ones. And just seeing the classroom environment, men are missing. Real men is missing from the school system.
Very true.
I just heard the statistic. It was like under 2% nationwide of male black teachers.
Yeah.
Under 2%.
I can believe that.
So we're missing a lot. The support, the gentrification that's going on here in Baltimore is disgusting. I see all this building going on from inner downtown and spreading out. And then when you go,
missing the hoods.
Yeah, the majority black communities is just like buildings just rotting away, young people selling drugs because it seems like that's the only thing that they know, and the men are gone, So we deserve the opportunity to have some light, and I'm speaking on the Black Wolves because we are really out there in those streets. We're really there. The name is spreading, and Baltimore City Public School System and the mayor office needs to support all black upliftment organizations. Can I give a shout out?
Sure.
Let me give a shout out to PLM,
Sure can.
MOTEP, brother MOTEP. Let me give a shout out to Patrick Henderson. Let me give a shout out to Eartha Harris. Let me give a shout out to Roots of Scouting. And anybody else that I miss, all the other young soldiers, sisters, and brothers that I've met that are really in the grind and doing it. We got to realize we got to stop these individual entities in one umbrella. You understand? At the end of the day, forget the name Black Wolves. If we're not using our resources and strategically creating empire to combat these forces to keep us down, we will not win. And we were going to continue to, it's like a competition. Yeah. How can you compete in the struggle?
It's always the case. That's why I told you, I said I had to pull away from time because when you get that I, it's no I in team. It takes everybody, and you're absolutely right. Yeah. And I guess the problem is like they'll sit there and say, well, under one umbrella, one entity, but which entity is going to be? Who cares? Just do the work and know that we're doing this together.
Yes.
And we have to work together.
Yes.
Some way or another, So yeah, it's very, very, very important to mention that and to be honest about that.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So I wanted to say just my shout out. I'm not going to name them all, but we've been doing this Boys to Men Empowerment Seminar. Have you seen that? Now, come on now. I post all this stuff.
Boys to Men.
So what we do is we have this seminar that goes on, and it's catered to our youth, but we allow only men to speak to them. And our last one, we had a room filled with black men. I didn't have a problem getting them. They didn't push away from me. So, I know that is still the case that you want to see more men. And that's something we're trying to build there. But it was about 12 organizations. And then we just got more that said they want to do it. That's a start, even though it may have been inside. Let's put it outside one day, when it gets warmer. When it gets warmer. But what I'm saying is that's how you build. And you want people to know that they can just go in their own lane. We still allowed every organization to still have a part in it. I love when Coach Kev, I had him on the show one day, and he was saying how we're just like this pot of gumbo, but everybody's a part of that gumbo. Like you're one of the ingredients. And if it's missing, one thing is missing, it's just not right? But together, we can. And so what we did was we allowed them to either speak. We didn't, when I say we, it's myself and Nadia, Smith. So shout out to Nadia Smith. And we're trying to do this once a month at least. And we're trying to do it as a citywide, but we want only our men. Only our men, and it's nothing against the women. I've even heard like we got to do this for our young girls, and that's what we'll do. But I just knew for me, I wanted to see the same thing you just said. I wanted to see the men, and so some of them were speakers, some of them did presentations, some of them participated in a breakout where they did. Facilitated kind of like open discussions. But at any rate, they worked in their own space, what they usually do in their own organization. And so I want to shout out to every male organization, men organizations that are out there that are doing it, because they were doing it.
Absolutely.
And they're excited to have the next one. We're supposed to have one this month. We're trying to have everything confirmed. But at any rate, I would love for you to be a part of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And see, sometimes, you so engulfed in what you're doing, you don't get to hear about those other things unless you have a personal invite.
That's how I wanted to say. It was really good. The atmosphere, the feel was really, really good. Like it like really touched my heart, because the young people really took away and they gravitated to that, and they took away a lot of information. And it was good to see someone like you, and not just and not, it's Black History Month. So basically, I would like to see if there's going to be a psychiatrist or psychologist come in and talk to me. Let's say I'm this teenager, right? Most of them you're seeing are going to be white. And it doesn't mean that I'm prejudiced or anything. It just means that how can you relate to me? And teacher, if all you're seeing is a female, black or white teacher, how can you relate to me? So we really need to step up, and that's all of us, step up in our communities and show that we can be that face and that example to our youth.
It was an event that I saw on Facebook, and it really caught me. It was called the guideline book of how white women teach black boys.
Oh, I need to read that.
it was a event.
Oh, an event.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was. I said that's deep, because that's a cultural thing.
Yeah.
And if you don't understand the culture you enter into, how can you properly address it?
And that's Yep.
Yeah.
That's why when we were trying to, it popped up in December to help our young black males, and when I put it out there, it was all these females. And I said, nothing against you all, but I need the men to step up and talk to these young boys. Mm-hmm. You can't say, and not to say, hey, I'm a single mom too, but it is nothing like the father or the male figure being able to help them. Shout out to my daddy. My dad passed away tomorrow. Tomorrow is actually the anniversary of his death, and I want to make sure that we continue to spread love in his honor. So tomorrow I'm going to be doing some pop-ups, and just kind of allowing his legacy to go on. But my father had custody of me. And so it's different for me, not to say bashing, it's easy for me to cater to that male, because that's the male that poured into me. So I basically said, I have a lot of things I can tell that young boy, but that young boy needs to see a man.
Absolutely.
And he may not, and it came out when we were there, it was basically, I don't have a male. Like, I'm the head of my home. You're not the head of your home at 13, but I had to think back and say, he probably is, So the culture that we live in, the area, the environment, some are 13 being the head, and they should not be. But this is where they are right now.
I heard a very profound statement, and it was that the African American is a made-up person. It's a created person. Mm-hmm. It's created by so much torment and pain and suffrage. Mm-hmm. And the aftermath of what we are seeing now is all of that. I guess you'll call it, I don't even know what you call it, just what's the word when you experiment? All of that experiment, all those experiments has been done on us from time after time. Now we have the results of single parent households. The foods that's in our community, even Asians selling us food and
we
alcohol.
and they're calling them ma because they feed
Oh
them.
my goodness!
Let's talk about that.
But when you see these people's homes,
Yeah.
these beautiful homes that they're living out in Ellicott City and things like that, lavish homes, but then they'll come to the hood and don't even
Getting
care.
rich off of our sorrow, our pain,
Oh, man.
our yeah.
It's experimental. So they said the African American is a made up person.
That's deep. That's deep there. But you're so right. Like even with with Freddie Gray or any of that, like anything that's going on, I feel like people getting rich off of the pain that Baltimore City is experiencing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then when you look, it's not to say they're not, but come on, all that's been poured back into different organizations, nonprofits that do the work. We should not be trying to worry about who can help us. It should just be there. But it's not. And a lot of, and listen, shout out to every grassroots organization. Like, I believe they're really putting in the work. The ones who go out into, it's cool, to go into schools or to have these events and have people get there. But the people that actually, like yourself and, but then, 300 Men then, but core, Menard's still doing things. And even Fruit of Islam, everybody that's out there that actually steps outside the doors of anywhere. I mean, I even get on the churches, but anybody who steps
Absolutely.
outside the door and engage with the community is the one who's actually doing the best of the work.
I'm gonna tell you what's scary right now, and this just seems to repeat itself in history. So this gentrification thing, right? Certain people see the opportunity in it. And I'm going to go specifically, white people see the opportunity in it. They're buying up the properties. They're even actually living amongst the hood now, walking through the hood. And then once they buy it up and then everything becomes high, then the black people that had the opportunity is going to want to move in. Why do black successful people always want to buy high, instead of taking an opportunity that's now before them?
Yeah.
Why do they do that? It's just crazy to me. Like, you got a whole North Avenue just waiting to be bought by you black successful people, and you're just going to wait until gentrification happens, and then you're going to spend all this money just to move in a neighborhood that you could have took from the beginning. I don't get that.
Yeah, take your communities back.
I don't get that.
Yeah. And some of this stuff is already kind of bought, because I think some of the stuff is already bought from Johns Hopkins, these abandoned homes. They're not fixing it up completely or starting the projects because they're still trying to get people out of the neighborhood. I see that, I see a lot of boarded up homes and maybe a few people here and there scattered that are still living there. So I don't know what that is about, but we do know deep down what it's about. I'm trying to be nice. But yeah, you're so right. There are certain things that I would love. Like I am praying. Maybe not this year, whenever God sees it. But I am looking forward to God, just opening doors for me as far as with Restoring the Village to actually have a building of our own, and I love being mobile, but just kind of some kind of safe haven and ownership.
Absolutely.
Like this next year will make 15 years at my home. I will not sell that house. I don't care if I move, because ownership, my grandparents instilled that in me for the longest time. Ownership and life insurance. These are the two things that they made sure that everyone had and had the knowledge of. So we got to make sure that we are building an empire and a legacy for our, offsprings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
So,
you care.
if you can. And most of us can if we really want to. We gotta really make time.
Oh, also
for-
shout out to Rennie Bass.
Yeah. Hey, Rennie.
Definitely investing in as much as he possibly can. He's definitely
Oh yeah.
been a blessing to us as well. So, and even the Black Men Unifying Black Men,
Oh yes.
those brothers are very supportive. So, and Arch Social Club.
Yes.
Suzufi to
I
Shambe.
get all the messages. Are you on there? Do you send
Which one?
stuff to me? Our social club? I'm just always getting
The email?
invites and yeah, information. I was like, I wonder who set me up.
That's probably the planner.
Okay. Well, anyway, I haven't gone there, but I get all the information, and yeah, definitely someone that we want, an organization that we want to support as well. So yeah, the let me see. It was something I had to say. I forgot. But between the Boys to Men Empowerment Seminar that we're going on this month, knocking on any kind of wood. But we also have a few events that we will be partnering up with. So I'm going to make sure that we post that. It is all about supporting one another. It is all about, and it doesn't matter who gets the recognition and all that. I mean, I pull back so much. I push back and I pour into a lot that's going on in our community. So we have to make sure that we support different organizations, get invested in with just, schools, no matter if you have a child in school. I mean, I go to board meetings and my child is no longer in the school system, right? But you're just going to have a voice for our youth. So
Yes, ma'am.
I'm looking forward. Tomorrow, in case anyone is celebrate Valentine's Day, there will
It's
be
my Valentine.
there will be an event. There will be an event going on tomorrow at the Langston Hughes Business and Community Center. I hope I said the name correctly. And actually, let me make sure I just pour it up. They actually will be doing a comedy show at the Langston Hughes Community Center. Here we go. And the proceeds will be going to support Pam Curtis, and she is the founder of Pushing a Vision Outreach Center. So a lot of great things that are going on, and she does a lot in the community. So you want to support that if you can. I believe there still will be tickets available. Hopefully I put that information out correctly. But I'm looking forward to hearing about it if I'm not able to get there. I'm going to try my best. The headliner will be Larry Lancaster. Again, the proceeds will be going to Pushing a Vision Outreach Center as a nonprofit organization that gives back to the community. Again, just comedy, dinner, dance, and a great time.
Wonderful.
A great investment.
We just got to keep the collaboration. We got to keep the camaraderie and the brotherly and sisterly love going. Got to keep it.
It's called love.
Absolutely.
It's like a 4-letter word, but it is like the hardest thing to do sometimes. But it's not really hard. It's just very complicated when you're telling people to love. You have like we had a drop in crime, or I won't say crime, I won't say homicide, and we still have people bickering about who actually played a part. You want to know who played a part? You look yourself in the mirror. If you've been out there doing the work, it was you. You played a part in that.
That's right.
It's no one person, no one organization, no one entity, no one agency. That is people getting tired of burying their family members, tired of seeing the things that are going on, that are really putting in the work, the one that are out there engaging the communities. I mean, a whole multitude of collaboration.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to mothers of murdered sons and daughters.
Yes.
Shout out to Ceasefire.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Kingdom Life Church, Pastor
so
Phillips.
Many. Yeah. I love that church. They on Sundays I get tagged in the service. I was like, okay, I gotta get there one day.
Kingdom Life.
But yes. Okay. So yeah, it's just a multitude of different organizations and people. Even if you're not even part, I know people like just from the background, they just want to help. They just want to see it better. And let me tell you, shout out to everybody.
Absolutely.
Because even regardless how you feel about it, it's in the news as good for the first time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Even despite all the stuff that's going on, our little roller coaster. But when you have good news, like, let's just marinate in that for a minute. Like, not to say breathe and take, and stop, but let's marinate and just pat yourself on the back and keep it, and let's keep going. Let's keep the momentum going. A lot of good things, and that's the same with Restoring the Village, we're trying to just bring different organizations, churches, different people together for one common goal. And what's the common goal? We want to see Baltimore better.
Shout out to Lynn Pender.
Lynn Pender, yes, she
Tubman
sends me
News.
stuff and she shares things. I just had met her at Rennie's. What was that? It was a meeting we had, right? But I met her then.
Oh, that one?
Yeah, I met her for the first time then, and she shares and she sends me things. So yeah, shout out to her. And that's just like I love team players.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. It's another service that I wanted to put out there that we offer.
Sure.
So, and speaking of deaths, the Black Wolf Youth Scouts, we give a beautiful honor, a color guard for funerals. So especially if you had youth that died, we'll have a youth member actually sort of guard, honor the body. We'll present a flag to the person that's deceased. We'll give a ceremony for this person. We'll carry the body, and it's our children that's actually doing this. So we have some that's like 10 years old and up. That do this, and it's a phenomenal thing to see our young children doing this at funerals.
Wow, I didn't know that part.
Yeah.
Said it's your services. Do you have a website?
Yes, it's
So just make sure you put that information.
www.blacks with the S on the end of Blacks Wolves.
Oh, see that I don't have it on there. So it is Blacks.
Yeah, it wouldn't let us put Black Wolves, so we had to put the S on the end of
Okay.
it. blackswolves.com. Our email is black, not with an S on it, but blackwolves@mail.com. And Facebook is Blacks Wolves as well. You can call at any time at 212-202-0107.
All right. Now let me tell you what I just did. I just started Twitter.
Oh,
Do you have Instagram or Twitter or
I
just
have
Facebook?
Instagram.
You have Instagram?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, what I've been trying to do is trying to make sure I hit every social media. I need to link them. I started out not wanting to link my personal, but now I've started I started it, but I need to get someone to maintain it. But we have the Restoring the Village Project, Facebook, and the RTV Project 1 for Twitter and Instagram. I'm just trying to make sure I can link them some kind of way. You can just have one post and send them
Boom.
out to all. Then I really be moving, right?
Boom.
I love promoting. I love, just advertising different things that are going on. That is probably like my biggest joy, to see things that are going on, to push that out to the community so others can see what's going on. Because sometimes we can get so caught up in our work, and sometimes it's like you get frustrated, you get happy, you get sad, you get glad, but you kind of missing all that's already going on. And just trying to make sure that we link up with different organizations that I just feel like there's strength in numbers. And we can put our differences aside and just link up, for that common goal. So that's, again, just one of the things we're trying to do is just trying to make sure that we build with one another. We support one another. And again, I love advertising and supporting that whole marketing. I think I could have had, I'm an engineer technician, but I wish I was like a marketing director. I'm really good with that. It's just overwhelming sometimes. So I say that to say all of this is that we have our online radio show. It's going to be, again, continuing every Tuesday. If you have any events coming up or have your business that you would like to help sponsor the show, please, reach out to me, see how you can sponsor a show and to continue the work in the community, because there's so many great things. We're just getting started.
Absolutely.
Just getting started.
And this is phenomenal. This is phenomenal. I saw this happening.
Yes, you did.
I said, one day I'm going to be on this
He
show.
inboxed me, was like, you need to interview me. You're going to interview me one day.
That's
I'm
what
like,
I said.
okay.
Yeah.
So we made sure we kept you for the Black History Month.
This
and,
is beautiful. The event falls on March 3rd,
Yes.
the Youth Honors event, and we did that on purpose.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I just thought maybe because of
No.
it still wasn't the same day.
We did it in March because we want to remind people that Black History just isn't in February.
Yeah.
It just doesn't fall in one month. It needs to continue.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're going to encourage people to just at least recognize your ancestors every day.
Mm-hmm.
Have a holiday. Create your own holidays for your ancestors.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know any ancestors, do some research of the freedom fighters, and commemorate a day to them every year.
Every year, absolutely. Every month.
Every
It's
month.
But you're getting right to do. You said I made
Absolutely.
sure it was not on Black History Month. I love that. And then listen, the fashion show is a red, black, and green fashion show. So I got to make sure I find something in case I can make it. And again, local city youth talent, performances, prize giveaways. We're doing, let's say we. He's doing a youth leadership recognition and so much more. Again, if you can, tickets, you can get them in advance or at the door.
At the door.
At the door. So tickets are, I'll let you do that.
Donation.
All right, I just saw the two.
Yeah.
So the tickets are $10 at the door.
Unless you're a student.
Unless you're a
and you have
student,
your
wear
shirt
your
on.
wear your uniform.
That's right. Or your ID.
Yes. Green Street Academy. So that's 125 North Hilton Street, Baltimore, Maryland 21229. A lot of great things. He is in need of vendors. So if anyone's out there that is a vendor or would like to be a part of this exceptional event, please reach out to Mosiah. Again, he gave his information at blackwolves.com or Blacks Wolf on Facebook.
That's right. Blackswolves.com. And we definitely looking for youth and family focused vendors.
Yes.
We also need a circus act. If any child know how to juggle, do magic, that would be cool to have them there as well.
Do you have drum what you call it?
We want that.
Because I know I have to put on here.
We need that. Like to start it off and all of that.
Yeah.
African drums or just regular
African drums.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to see who I have someone in mind, so
Okay.
we'll see. I don't know for sure, but we'll see if they are able to support that. So I'm really excited about this.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Now Green Street, I'm not really familiar, but I think I am. It used to be something else.
It was always a church there, but
Yeah.
it was like a castle.
That's what I'm thinking. Yes. Yeah. So if I'm going down, it's on the left. Like yeah. Okay. All
Towards
right.
Frederick Road,
Yes,
right? Yeah.
Yes. I was like, what? The name just sounded familiar, but I just don't remember where it was. All right, so I'm really excited about that. And again, his birthday bash is going to be Friday, February 23rd. Mint condition. Hold on. I already had that, but you said you're going to let me know. So possibility of mint condition being there.
Yes, indeed.
And again, this event or his birthday bash will be recognizing the Black Wolves Nation and what they're doing, and it will go back to that organization. We want to make sure that we surprise him for his birthday, but also knowing that we are going to be giving back to our youth and our community. So
yes.
I'm really, really excited about that always when we can give back.
And that's the 23rd?
Yep, Friday, February 23rd.
6 to 9.
And where is it again? Go ahead.
Quality Inn, 1806 Belmont Avenue, Windsor Mill, Maryland. 21244.
Attire, back to the same thing. The attire is red, black, and green only.
And food provided.
Okay. So I'll make sure that we get this information out. I don't know if you had given me this flyer. Just make sure you give me this flyer. I have this one already, so we have it on our page. Okay. So maybe I'll just take this one and you can give me an extra one.
Oh, sure.
So yes, I'm really excited, and I thank you for even recommending individuals to come on the show. And I'm gonna make sure I reach out to the person you told me. It is good to know that you can do certain things in the community, but still think about others.
Absolutely.
It's a blessing.
It's the only way we're going to survive.
Yes. Anything final before we wrap up?
This was on my heart. And I saw you had posted a picture of, I believe he was your husband, that deceased.
Oh Lord, don't get me in here crying.
I ain't trying to.
I don't know where this came from, but go ahead.
But my heart goes out to you for that. And I could definitely tell that it was a wonderful connection with that. So you have my empathy and condolences and my love.
Yes, thank you.
I'll give you a hug.
Lord. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. See, you never know. Surprises everywhere.
That's right.
Speaking of my husband, everyone knows that I will be going for running for the State Central Committee in District 43, and that is definitely the district that I lost my husband. So it's really up and down for me because I have to relive and talk about it. But it's nothing but a joy to be able to give back to my community in a tremendous way. Something that could have taken me under. I'm just trying to inspire others to move forward. To move forward. Not to say forget you will never forget, but to move forward. So thank you for bringing that up, for recognizing that, and please make sure that y'all remember Angie Winder.
Angie Winder. One more shout out, if I may.
Angie Winder. I need y'all to know because everybody. Wait a minute, hold on. Madam Marilyn Mosby. She saw me. She came to the event on Sunday. She was like, people like Angie Smith, and inside I was like, Angie Winder, because they've gotten used to it, and it's just recently, like a month ago, I had to put the name because that's what I have to put on my the voter's slip. Anyway.
Can I give one more shout out?
Yes, you can.
One more shout out to the engineer of this, whoever the brother is that created this wonderful studio. I mean, it's off the chain. Y'all need to make sure y'all support it. RadioOnFire.com. It's amazing. The brother got all different type of setups for you. So make sure you definitely come and support this brother right here. Very professional and clean in here too.
Awesome. Look at that. I always tell people, I'm like, come on, y'all know if I'm involved in something, it is right. And so we do appreciate Diamond K. We appreciate Radio on Fire just for allowing the outlet for our community. One of the things I was telling you when we was outside is that I don't get really big on the media and the news, but to actually have your own outlet, you can talk about what you want to talk about, and to be an encouragement to your community. That is a blessing in itself. No one can shut you up or stop you from what you have to say.
That's right.
That's a
wonderful thing.
Yeah. So you was like, can I be honest? Wow. You can always be honest on here. Good. So good. Not gonna judge. No judge zone. I had to get that. No judge zone. So it is a wonderful thing that we are encountering this month. Is just a great feeling. I don't know why. It just feels really good because I feel like people are getting a sense of themselves and they want to take pride in their community and back into their legacy. First of all the things that were going on, I'm not going to say break away from the government, but we cannot solely relate. I mean, release on that just government thing. We have to make sure that we look into ourselves. Absolutely. Like we are the ones with the answer, and we are the ones who can make things happen.
The people create the government.
Oh, yeah.
We do.
Yes. And all that's going on, I for say this, police, whatever's always going on in Baltimore City right now, all you can say is let it be. It has to happen to, the corrupt, all that. It has to happen in order to make some shifts. And anytime things shift, it's not going to always be pretty, nope. but it's required and it's needed.
Absolutely.
It has to happen.
Absolutely.
So, yes. So, he has. Now, I'm going to have to make sure I get one of these dolls now.
Okay.
Freedom doll. And I'm going to make sure I try to get my locks back.
And we got lock dolls, too. Dolls
yes, I love that. Even though I still love the afro. If my hair could hold and be get this afro going, I would do it. But my hair is just not, tamed anymore. It's like curly. I don't know. I can't do the blowout. So I got to tame it to get this afro. But What? Let me just now. You giving a shout out. Shout out to Joni. Joni Hollifield. She's of Heart Smiles. She encouraged me. She had a video. Maybe if I find it, I'm gonna share it again. But she was just talking about she goes to leadership conferences and facilitate them. And she went to a conference and they turned her away because of the way she looked. And the way she looked is if she has locks and she just didn't dress up in a business attire. But she has the knowledge and the platform and her portfolio spoke the words to get her in there. And what she said is, I will leave, but I will not change who I am, to even accommodate to any, to the corporation, And so anyway, all that was said, they wound up calling her back,
Oh, okay.
But she stayed true. So the moral of the story is stay true to yourself. When I was going and I was talking about getting my locks, they were like, well, you can't do that if you're going to be running. What? So it is encouraging me to get my locks back because it does not define. You could be the well-dressed person and it still doesn't matter. What's in your heart is what matters. So shout out to Joni because that's what she lives by. She came to the award show and we were all dressed up and she came and she's like, I broke all the rules because this is me, and not that she was bad, but she was like, I don't dress up. But what I'm getting ready to tell you, and her speech, her motivational speech was phenomenal. But that was with the youth. The youth was able to look at her and they was able to grab information from her.
The truth is the people love to stay how they are. It's just this corporate commercial world.
Yeah.
They are afraid of this Afrocentric look. They are afraid of black people looking like black people. It's they want you to look the way they want you to look, and you're gonna have to either stand your grounds and say, hey, if you can't accept me for who I am, then it's just not where I belong. Because you're gonna probably wind up being miserable there anyway. So go where your heart leads you, your spirit guides you, and stay true to you.
Stay true to you. So that is going to be the ending of this. Stay true to you. This is why when I go to the mosque sometimes, and I'm not Muslim, but I love everything that I get out of it. I love the trueness to the people, that they love their people, that go out into the community. And speaking of that, next week we're going to have Minister Carlos Muhammad on the show, as well as Captain Brother Andrew Muhammad. And they will be on the show next week, and we're going to continue our talk about our people in recognition of Black History Month.
Wonderful. Get the what do you call them, the hard knockers, the hard hitters on here.
Oh, I'm always getting the hard hitters.
Good.
You're on here.
All right.
So thank you everyone for tuning in to the show. That is our time almost up. And yes, I got my little timer now. But the time is almost up. I love what Mosiah said. Stay true to yourself. That is something we want to leave you all with.
Absolutely.
Please make sure that you continue to support Restoring the Village Project as we're doing some amazing things in the community. Bringing the community together is our common goal, and to support one another. Please make sure that you go onto our page on Facebook at Restoring the Village Project, or you can hit us up on Instagram or Twitter at RTV Project 1. We are doing, again, some great things. If you'd like to come on the show to be interviewed, spotlighted, please let us know. Also, if you would like to sponsor a show, please hit me up to see how you can do that. We will be able to spotlight your business or your event. And again, you're still pouring back into a great thing in the community. Again, we are so thankful to have had Mosiah on the show, Black Wolves representing.
Absolutely.
We have Freedom Dolls here. We have Freedom Dolls here. Again, please support the two events that are coming up Friday, February 23rd. It's his birthday bash where he will be recognizing Black Wolves Nation, as well as the event that will be taking place to honor continuation of Black History Month on March 3rd. It will be at Green Street Academy. Both information and flyers will be on my page. Thank you for tuning in to the show, and we look forward to seeing you all next week, same time, same place. Have a great one.
Have a great one.